So YouTube Rewind happened. Did y'all see it? Do you guys care? Hey guys, it's your girl D-Rex. If you guys are new to my channel, as everybody else on the entire planet is, I'm D-Rex. And I know I'm probably like 3-4 weeks late because YouTube Rewind got released on December 6th and it is December 29th as of right now that I am recording this video. But I really wanted to make my opinion about this matter. Now, before I continue, I do want to let you guys know that I do have a cold, so if I'm sniffling a couple of times, trust and believe it's not because I am addicted to crack, it's because I'm just having the sniffles. And on top of that, my materials such as my electronics, laptop, phone, camera have all been stolen, and my apartment was broken into and all of my stuff was stolen, so I wasn't able to record everything in time for me to upload it to YouTube. It was very important for me to make this video, and it was also very important for me to be part of the conversation because last year I was very vocal about my opinion on YouTube Rewind 2018, and anybody who's watched it, you guys already know that I was not happy about the decision or the path that they chose to make that video at all. I was pretty upset. If you guys haven't seen my review for YouTube Rewind 2018, I will definitely click the link below so you can watch my review for last year's video. But for now, we're going to focus on this year's video. Even though I did have my stuff stolen, I was able to borrow my sister's phone and do a live review of it. The phone died. And at this point, I was like, screw it. I kind of already got the gist of the whole entire video, so there really isn't any point for me to react to it anyways. The whole thing, I know this joke has been said time and time again, but it was basically a Watch Mojo compilation. It seemed very lazy. It was visually unappealing, and I did not like it at all. The thing about YouTube Rewind 2018, at least with last year's YouTube Rewind 2018, it was so bad that at least it was somewhat funny within itself. This year, it was just so bad, it's just embarrassing. It was boring, it was lacking. There really wasn't much put into it. Now, I do have to say this. I'm actually going to discuss the pros and cons. So let's start with the pros. The pros, I really do like the fact that they did include everybody's videos in it because it did represent the community, and they also included new up-and-coming YouTubers. I like the fact that they gave recognition to YouTubers that just started to come up. I love the fact that they gave recognition to Shane Dawson, and the fact that they gave recognition to Mr. Beast and PewDiePie, even though PewDiePie was pretty much in exile for the past 2-3 years, and now he came back to YouTube Rewind. His videos that he made during this year was featured, and like his wedding, for example, his wedding video was included in it, which I thought was a very beautiful wedding video, and several other milestone videos, like the fact that he has 100 million subscribers. They included international YouTubers in a sense of we kind of get to see what international YouTubers are about and what makes their channel so popular. There were a lot of international YouTubers that I didn't even know about or know why they were popular. There was one German YouTuber, I cannot remember his name, but he makes it, I think it's called Infofacts. I might be wrong, but the animation's very cute, and it's from Germany, and it's basically a YouTube video about educational videos along with historical events. So I really do follow that channel a lot, and I think it's really interesting. So I'm really glad that that channel got the recognition it deserved. They did not put heavy emphasis on Minecraft the same way that they did with last year's YouTube Rewind, where the whole entire video was non-stop Fortnite, 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 Fortnite. Or the year before that was about the fidget spinners, and then the year before that was about Pokemon Go or whatever. And in a way, this year's YouTube Rewind did reflect to the YouTube Rewind that we've known and loved from 2010 and 2011. They went back to their roots, went back to square one. They recognized their faults. We screwed up. We made something you guys didn't like. Now let's go ahead and make a video that is going to be more appealing to you guys and that's going to truly represent the community. The like to dislike ratio was kind of split in half. It was 50-50 almost. There were people who actually liked this year's YouTube Rewind. There are people who hated it. So there was a lot of mixed reviews, mixed emotions and mixed comments about it. Although it did not surpass last year's, and it still has more dislikes than likes, and it's still pretty bad. It's a step in the right direction. So it's kind of unfortunate that this is a video that we're going to be left off to remember to end the decade. We're actually slowly going into the right direction. My favorite, on to the negatives. The intro to YouTube Rewind, I can understand why people saw it as very condescending. We made something that you didn't like. So let's make something that you do like because you're better at this than we are. The context of it did sound condescending. I understood where they're coming from. They made something that was absolute shit. They're recognizing that and they want to be able to speak to the community. So I saw it as that. However, you guys couldn't have proofread this time and time again. I mean, you all just literally made a freaking PowerPoint slide. So, I mean, you guys couldn't have proofreaded this before uploading it to YouTube. I don't know what they could have said. I hated the fact that they were using the same flipping YouTubers throughout the entire video. So I don't really know how many times I have to see. I like Shane Dawson, but Shane Dawson's videos have went to shit lately. I really did used to like his conspiracy theory videos, and I loved his food videos, and I also did like some of his blogging videos that he made with Drew and his boyfriend, soon to be husband, and several other of his friends. So I really liked those videos that he used to do. They were very wholesome and fun. His videos are just basically him doing damage control to controversial YouTubers, and I'm not here for it. One time I finally wanted Shane to be in a YouTube Rewind. For all this other time, I should say, I've always wanted Shane to be in YouTube Rewind. Shane finally gets to be in YouTube Rewind, and I'm just like, great, it's Shane. That's what I gotta say. But it was really irritating that all you saw throughout the entire video was James Charles, Shane Dawson, Jeffree Star, and PewDiePie. And it was very infuriating to see that the same people over and over and over again. The beauty channel, there are a bunch of beauty gurus that are so amazing. Redmond Rock, when was the last time he's ever been in a YouTube Rewind? Never. And he's a beauty guru, and he makes a lot of beauty videos too, and he makes fun vlogging videos with his sister. So it would have been nice to see him in it too, and I haven't seen him. So it just got really irritating seeing the same freaking people. They weren't celebrities that I was seeing except for Kylie Jenner, but whatever. But the same YouTubers that you saw were throughout the entire video, and I was just so irritated about that. I'm like, are these really the only people that represented YouTube? You mean to tell me that these were the only people that represented YouTube? The whole entire video reminded me more of a virtual yearbook. Come on, like, you guys are a multi-billion-dollar company, and you guys are producing lazy, mediocre content. How insulting. They based the video on how many people watched it, how many likes it got, how many times it got shared, whatever the case may have been. That's why it got to be on YouTube Rewind. Viewership doesn't exactly tell you who liked the video. Like, for example, let's take Everyday Bro by the Paul brothers and the Team 10 group. I'm a millennial. I'm 27. I don't follow this shit. But I'm saying this video as a point. That video had over 4, maybe 5 million views and counting. And there was a lot of people, millions and millions of people watch this video because everybody know who Jake Paul and Logan Paul are. They're controversial YouTubers, and people like anything that's controversial, whether they want to admit it or not, because that's what's entertaining. So everybody clicked on it and watched this video. But if you look at the like to dislike video and the comments, people dislike that video like crazy. Just because a bunch of people watched the video doesn't mean people liked it. And I felt like if YouTube were to have just like look at the comments, if you were to look at the comments of half those videos that they were saying deserve to be on this year's YouTube Rewind because of viewership, it's just not going to correlate with each other, because the comments are what's going to tell you what people loved about the video, not the views. The views don't tell you shit. It just tells you people watched it, great, but it doesn't tell you who liked it or who actually didn't like it. Now, I get that it's difficult to make a YouTube Rewind because it's a high production and YouTube has grown to be what it is compared to how it was 10 years ago. 10 years ago, it just used to be this small little channel where people just press play and there you go. Remember the slogan, broadcast yourself? It was a video where people would just express themselves. And now it just turned into this huge corporate thing. And I get it, it's a business, it's a corporate platform. But despite the fact that it's growing as it is, YouTube did a really, really good job communicating with their audience, and they knew exactly what the people liked. If you look at 2013's YouTube Rewind, there was definitely a lot of heart and soul into it, and it definitely showcased this is what people loved, and it had actual YouTubers, and these were people that everybody could emulate and look up to. YouTube Rewind, it just looked like they didn't even try. And one of the biggest reasons, in my opinion, there are two reasons why I feel like YouTube Rewind bombed again this year. Number one, it got a lot of backlash last year, as you guys already know. And because it got a lot of backlash last year, they clearly lost a lot of revenue. And to film a production like that costs millions of dollars. So in order for them to invest and save that money and to prevent them from getting embarrassed again like they did, they decided to keep it simple and to play it very safe just to avoid that. And the second opinion that I have, and the FTC regulation has something to do with this. So if you guys don't really know what's going on with the FTC regulation, so back in September, the FTC, which is the Federal Trade Commission, they work for the federal government, and Google and YouTube were sued of approximately $139 million for breaking the COPPA Act. Now, the COPPA Act is the Child Online Privacy Protection Act, and this act was in place back in 1998. The purpose of this act was to prevent kids under the age of 13 from having their data linked through the internet. So before you would sign up for an account, the first thing it's going to ask you is, are you 13 years or older? They were basically getting that type of information from kids, and unfortunately the FTC eventually caught on and they got sued and they got in some huge doo-doo for that. And I think because they already lost $139 million in total, both combined with Google, literally couldn't afford to lose any more money if this year's video bombed. So that's why I feel like they decided to play it safe in a business perspective. At this point, I feel like the last good YouTube Rewind was 2015, in my opinion. Bad as the years go by. And if this is the lazy content that YouTube wants to give to the consumers, I can only imagine what it's going to look like next year in 2020. What is the content really going to look like? What is the future of YouTube Rewind going to look like? Are they even going to bother with the YouTube Rewind? You know what? Let's just make something in 5 minutes. Here you go. This is for you. It just seemed like they just didn't care. That's how I feel. I just feel like YouTube just don't care anymore. One more thing I really do want to say So I'm not a gamer. I am not involved in the gaming community at all. However, I did find out about Etika. His real name is Desmond Amofa, and he passed away back in July, and he was 29 years old when he passed away. He was missing for a week, and he was found dead in the Manhattan Bridge, and cause of death was suicide and drowning. And he was one of the most influential YouTubers on this platform. And even though he made a lot of bad decisions on YouTube, I felt it was also pretty disrespectful that YouTube did not even bother to make a simple rest in peace to Mr. Etika. Even it doesn't have to be even anything like extravagant, but it could have just been like at the end of the video, it could have just been a picture of him, and underneath it, rest in peace, the day that he was born until the day he died. Something simple as that could have been respectful, because he was he was very influential to the gaming community and the YouTube community as a whole. And the fact that they didn't even bother to include him, I felt like is very disrespectful. YouTube Rewind last year was pushing this whole mental illness agenda, that it's so great that we're talking about mental illness and that we all have to get together and blah, 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 blah. And that pissed me off so freaking much. It pissed me off. Let me tell you why it pissed me off. Because you guys used mental illness as a way to benefit yourselves, to impress advertisers. It didn't come off as authentic. You guys use people's mental health as a money-making machine. And I thought that was very sick, because there are people on this platform who are dealing with mental health. They're dealing with depression, they're dealing with anxiety, they're dealing with PTSD, they're dealing with OCD and several other mental illnesses. And people are talking about that because it's so refreshing to sit down and watch a YouTube video of people, regular people like myself, and see, wow, this person is going through a mental illness too. I don't feel alone. I feel grateful that, hey, I can go get help. But yet those videos are getting demonetized, and you guys are banning those videos and removing those videos because people are talking about mental illness. It's so infuriating. But then when it's about to benefit you financially, that's when mental illness is something we need to talk about? Are you fucking kidding me? Like, really, YouTube? Are you really that selfish? Is that green really that important to you? What the fuck? Like, I'm really that pissed. Like, I'm really not doing this for the cameras. I'm really that freaking pissed. Because for somebody who's battling with depression herself, and to see that really pissed me off. And then the fact that you guys didn't even bother to include him and just wipe him off from the entire platform just because he made some mistakes and he blew some regulations. It just seemed like the regulations that he broke were more important than addressing the fact that this was somebody part of your community that was making revenue for you guys. And he needed help. He didn't get help. He wasn't well. He killed himself. And we're all just going to pretend like he didn't even matter, or he didn't even exist. What the actual fuck? Are you serious? So I don't want to hear Susan Wojcicki or anybody who works for the headquarters of YouTube ever talk about mental health ever in their freaking life again. You guys have absolutely no right to go into anybody's videos and demonetize them or pull them out, but yet you guys are going to talk about mental illness when it's about to benefit your freaking pockets. Fuck you. Like, that really pissed me off so much. The fact that they use that as a way to make themselves money, but then when it was time for them to, you guys want to communicate with your audience, you guys want to communicate with your community, included him in a nice little like mini vigil or a nice little rest in peace to acknowledge that, hey, this is somebody who was part of the community and he passed away, and this is something that's a big issue that's going on in our society and on our platform, and we need to address this. It just pisses me off. And sometimes too, I really hate using race as an excuse, but I also kind of wonder too, if he was white, and I hate saying this, but sadly this is just kind of the world we live in. If he was white, would that have made a difference? Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. YouTube doesn't change the way that they're doing things. You know, there's going to be another competitor to YouTube, and people are going to start packing their shit and moving to that platform. I know for a fact that I'm definitely going to be doing that, because that's just ridiculous. That is so ridiculous. You're disconnected with your community, and the fact that you guys had to rely on numbers and analytics, which by the way are so skewed, just to see if you guys can make a relatable YouTube rewind, really does go to show how out of touch you are with your own community. I think what YouTube should do, and I know this is not gonna fucking happen because why would it? YouTube should hire interns, and you guys don't even have to pay for those interns. You can use them as college credit. Like, you can hire them for free. They are students out there who are in high school in the California area and who are in college especially, who want to major in communications and marketing and advertising and business and so on and so on and so forth, who would love to learn more about YouTube. Try to recruit those people on your platform and see, okay, so and get people who are like young, who can communicate with the audience, because the majority of people who watch YouTube are millennials and the generation after my generation. I think it's called the Z generation. So millennials and Generation Z and the Alpha generation and babies, and those are the generations that watch YouTube the most. So I think you guys really need to start hiring more millennials or college students, high school students as interns. You don't even have to pay for them. They can use that as college credit or use it as a resume to get into college or grad school. Have them do some research and some digging as to what does teens today like? What does millennials today like? Because things do also change too. Interests and trends do change. Like, the trends that may have been popular in 2010 may not even be popular in 2020 going. To try to figure out, what do kids like to watch? What do kids like to get into? And who else knows better? Who else knows what millennials and teens and kids like than other millennials and teens and kids? So I don't see why you guys can't get interns to do your gopher work for you and do your digging. If you guys can't do it yourself, clearly you guys are doing a shit job at it. That's my take on YouTube Rewind. Sorry this video was long. I was actually expecting it to be shorter than it was supposed to, but evidently not. So tell me what your opinion was on this year's YouTube Rewind. Did you like it? Did you hate it? What do you think they could do better if you did not like it? Or what do you think that they did that was fine? Please comment down below. Please like, subscribe, and I will see you guys in my next video. Happy holidays.